I've just experienced probably one of the most absurd days I've had in horse racing in quite a while. Listen, I'm from Canada, so there's lots of times when there's a snowstorm, there's a traffic jam, there's a million reasons why you can't get to the races. And, unfortunately, one of the worst ways ever happened to Megan today. I guess not one of the worst ways for us. As bad a day as I had, there was at least one person today had a much worse day than I did. Unfortunately, Megan was stuck in a traffic jam for God knows how long, 3 or 4 hours, with the two horses. Somebody had died and got killed in a car accident just up ahead of her. And is this a lane, or what are you doing here? Just up ahead, and no one could get through, obviously. And when she first told me she was in a traffic jam, I was angry. If you're the person, it doesn't matter who you are on the other side of that message, your first instinct is, why didn't you leave earlier? There's nothing you can do. I've been late for a million things in my life. So at the very worst, I'm the last person on planet Earth that should ever be angry at anybody being late. And Megan is a very punctual person. So to say it was anybody's fault, it's just certainly wasn't. And then on top of that, to know that somebody lost their life in the accident. Now, she wasn't involved in the accident. They were bystanders, but just a terrible day, but a horrible day for someone else. And it's very hard to take it, right? Because my first instinct is, I'm angry that the horse was scratched, or is going to be scratched. And just because. How many times have you been, go through a yellow light or speeding or do something stupid in the car, and you're like, it didn't think much of it. And then somebody else, for whatever reason, gets killed. And it's a really tough thing to take. So I was torn. But ultimately, when it all settles down, we had a filly with the 8-hole. Now, as it turns out, a few made breaks, and they did go in 56. But we had a filly with the 8-hole coming in off a break in a plus pocket in her foot. My optimism was guarded to begin with. You're out there hunting for some checks, right? Some money. And unfortunately, we didn't get the chance to race her. I saw her come off the trailer. I'll tell you, now as I say that, I just went through a yellow light. It wasn't red, it was yellow, but still. I saw her come off the trailer. She looked great. And just to explain how difficult today was for Megan, and us, but for Megan for sure, I watched her blow in there last second, drop the tailgate. Insider Trading's race has been over for 40 minutes. It's been over for 40 minutes. And she was just getting there. That's how late, that's how long they were in a traffic jam. So we get there and warm the colt up. The colt feels really, really good. Now, in the meantime, I guess I'll dispatch with the good news. I get to watch the horses race. I talked to Chris Lems this morning. I said, hey, J.K. Mickey Mantle's been abysmal. Just try and get us, try and have him race good. I'll put it to you this way. I would rather not have emails and texts come in saying, what is wrong with J.K. Mickey Mantle? How's that? You drive him however you see fit. I just don't want to have those emails come in. He drove them good. They went hot fractions on the front. He finished up really strong. His last quarter might have been 30 and a bit, but he really didn't even get rolling until halfway down the lane. I thought it was by far one of his best miles in recent memory. Thought the horse raced great and looked great. Patrick the Piranha, he said, I told him, just try not to be first over. He's not as good on the front. Cover him up. Just race him accordingly. He's a nice horse. He's just getting back into the swing of things. Just race him accordingly, if you don't mind. Which he did. Drove him perfectly. And the horse jogged. So great job by Chris. And then I told him, I said, the trot filly, I don't mean to be. I'm just going to put it to you like this. If she races like she did last week, I don't think you're going to get beat. Just watch her in the straights, watching her coming off the car. Just drive her like a trotter. And I don't think you're going to have any issues with her today. And he did drive her good, and she actually raced very, very good. She's getting better every week, I think. You never know with trotters how long it takes for them just to kind of mesh together and become a consistent animal, and I believe that Smoking Hot Irish Girl has found that consistency now, has found that place, and raced great again today. So 2 seconds in her last day, her last 2 starts. Two great races from her, and a great day at the Meadows. 3 starters, a win in 2 seconds, followed up with a win. I don't even know. We had a bunch of seconds, 3rd, 7th last night. So the only horse that raced flat in the last 2 days before the last horse I'm going to talk about was Tailgate Buzz. Now, Memory and Imagination. Again, we asked a lot of them coming down to Kentucky. He didn't get over the surface wall and made 2 breaks. Still trotted in 56. Then we draw the 8-hole. You're in with TCI, who's just an absolute beast. You're in with Marcus Melander's colt, just an absolute beast. And then, by the way, draw the 8-hole. And then, even if you even had a thought of racing good today, traffic jam for 4 hours. Get off the truck and warm up. A lot was asked of that colt today. Now, I'm going to the gate. I'm thinking, you know, you always think in your head, how can I win? How can I win? And I can't leave. I'm Anthony. I leave with almost everything. I can't leave. I look left. I look left as the horses are coming up to the gate. I'm knowing all the horses in the middle are going to leave enough to keep guys like me from going out of there. There's not going to be any holes. It is certain death if you leave with this horse. Almost certain death. So we wait till the gate picks up speed. As I go to the gate, though, I think I hear a flutter. Now, let me be clear. An interruption in his breathing. Almost like he flipped his palate. This horse has never made a noise in his life. Not one time. But when you hear it at a distance, at such a muffled sound, it sounds like if somebody went by with a truck and a trailer on it. You hear that little rattle from a distance. And I'm at, this is a casino, so cars are going by all the time. I'm like, no, it couldn't have been him. It must have been something. It couldn't have been him. And then as Yannick approaches the gate, I see him look over at my horse. And it wasn't that look of, geez, that's a pretty horse. It was that look of, what the hell is he doing? So now I'm in full panic mode as we approach the start. Full panic mode. He isn't up on the gate, which is fine, because I didn't want to leave with him anyway. My biggest fear was he was going to get grabby at the gate, and I was going to have to go out of there a little bit, and then just end up absolutely butchered. So he falls off the gate, no problem. I see who's going out of there. The 2 favorites are, I'm thinking, maybe a breaker or 2 in the first turn. We scab a check. As we get around the first turn, I can hear the noise. He's making a noise. I can hear it like muffling off of Yannick's helmet. It's 100%. Now I know what it is. And when they're making a noise, when you haven't grabbed a hold of them, when you haven't wound them up, when you haven't asked them, he's flipped his palate. He's entrapped. Now, you can't say he's entrapped. But I've seen enough horses entrapped, and he's entrapped. So I'm like, well, we're in the race now. What are you going to do? Go back to the paddock? So I'm following Yannick. I go to follow him out. I got no power. And Dave Pallone, now, this is where, it's a little frustrating. Dave Pallone comes out in front of me. He ends up 3rd. That is my spot. If Memory and Imagination has been as good as he is all summer, and he warmed up, awesome. If he was as good as he was all summer, but definitely 3rd, and who knows. I didn't see the finish. I was so mad after the race. I hung the lines up, and I hope I didn't offend Megan. Just tell me how he scopes, and I ripped the line through, and I'm pissed. I'm 6 hours from where I really want to be, which is watching my son play baseball. My one filly scratched because of a fatal car accident, and the colt just flipped his palate or is entrapped. Either way, what is going on? I mean, it's nobody's fault. Megan didn't run the person off the road. And I warmed the horse up, and he warmed up great. So when she said he trained great this week, I believe her, because I warmed him up and didn't hear him make a noise. So why did he flip? Well, without knowing for sure, without knowing, I'm waiting for the scope results to come in. I literally just left the track, so I'm still a little heated, as you can tell. But I believe her when she said the horse trained good. Because I warmed him up, never heard a thing. Nothing. Come off the track, he said, he's one tough little bugger. That horse warmed up fantastic. Hung the lines up, went in the driver's room, waited, raced the horse, broke my heart, got angry, and now I'm driving home. So, waiting to hear whether he's entrapped or not, or what took place. If it was just that he flipped, probably just the stress of today, although he didn't show it in the warm-up, maybe tied up a little bit, that wouldn't be shocking. Horse stood on the trailer for 4.5 or 5 hours in the scorching heat. So just a shitty, messed up day. You know, so many things can go wrong in this industry. So many things. You know, you work your butt off. You know, here Megan works her butt off, prepare the horse all week. And he looked great. I saw the filly come off the trailer. She looked great. Just went for a truck ride. To have them come off the trailer, looking good, warm up good, and then, you know, have one horse, you know, scratched because of this accident. That was just life, just the world turning. And then have the other horse end up flipping his pallet or being entrapped. Especially when I know the horse that took my position down the backstretch was third. Well, that is a very, very tough pill to swallow. So we've had a good summer, we've had a good year, we've had a good week. We even had a pretty good day. If we didn't put dollar amounts beside every race, we've had a win in 2 seconds already. Problem is, didn't have a good day when it counted. So, from here, where do we go from here? Insider Trading has the Keystone Classic next. She'll probably prep with a non-winners of 2. We'll bring her home if indeed, which I believe is the case, if Memory and Imagination is entrapped, we will rectify that. The fact that he still trotted in 58 means that it wasn't that bad. He didn't have he could get his air. I could just hear the muffling. So we will address that, fix that, and move on. If we have to operate and trim it, then I guess we will. It's not the end of the world in that regard. What would be left for him? That's a great question. I know if we want to just take all of our time, if we have to, and it's going to take time, we can still race him in Corbin. I mean, I don't think the horse is fresh as a daisy. He's feeling good. He just couldn't breathe today. It's a mean game sometimes. Anyway, I'm on my way home, and in just 6 hours and 20 short minutes, I will be in Ontario. So good luck to everybody tonight. We still have tonight. I know we had I'm Fancy Like. What else do we have? We had I'm Fancy Like. Brace for Landing at the Meadowlands. So good luck to Megan and Brace. And what was the last horse? Oh, No Free Lunch will be tonight, right? Tonight's Saturday? Yeah, No Free Lunch. So a good day on the overnight so far. A horrible day for stake racing. Hopefully the rest of the overnights can bail us out for the rest of the day. So a frustrating day, but you know what? It is what it is. This is racing. We all know it's tough. We all know things happen. Even car accidents. So with that, I'll let you go. Very frustrated, very disappointed, but on my way home.